Ben Askren, what's up? Super 32 quarters just got over. Did you have two guys in the quarters?
We had 2 guys in the quarters. We had 1 win, 1 loss, and then we just had the blood round. We had 1 win, 1 loss. So we had 2 guys that placed, and we had 1 in the semis. Pretty good.
Talk about what's it take to place at an event like this? What kind of wrestler you need?
Yeah, I mean, this tournament's a meek, right? It's literally one of, I would say, the best, right? I mean, there's a few other you could throw in this type of category, but I think it's the best. The fields are just so deep, right? You're gonna get a nationally ranked guy probably in the round of 16, if not prior to that. Especially if you're not highly ranked, right? If you're highly ranked, maybe you sneak in, you get a few easy ones. But if you're not highly ranked, you're gonna get in there, round of 64, round of 32, find a nationally ranked guy, then you find yourself on the backside and you go the long way home. So I only bring the guys who I think can have a lot of success here, the guys who are the best of the best. Because it's not, for me, it's not a tournament for the faint of heart. I mean, what I love about it the most is that almost everyone gets exposed, right? And I don't want my kids all feeling like they're perfect and everything's good. I want them realizing that they have some flaws, they have some stuff they need to work on. And then, we see just the match the kid lost in the blood round. We saw a few huge things that have been stressing to him that he just hasn't made that change yet. And now, I can point to this match and say, look, you didn't make the change here, and this is why you lost this match. So I like it for that reason.
This tournament, so when I'm watching this tournament, sometimes it makes me think, like, man, do I want my son to be to train to be at this level? Like, are the days of like a 4-month, an in-season wrestler done, or is there a place for the wrestlers that aren't training 11 months a year and
this tournament? Probably not. I mean, if you're a great athlete, maybe there are certain kids who can still do it, train year round. But that's not. People think like that's. I have this conversation a lot. People think that's a great thing. And for example, a guy to me last year said, "Well, kid used to be able to play 3 sports and still have a chance at winning the Wisconsin state title, and that's not really the case anymore. And a lot of it is your fault. Instead of being Max, a lot of it's your fault because you have all these kids who are training all the time. And so, but here's the issue. There's a whole bunch of things in play here. Well, number one, what's wrong with a kid who loves the sport of wrestling and wants to wrestle year round? There should be no one should see any fault in that. Yeah. They freaking love it, and especially our younger kids, we encourage those kids to play more sports. A lot of our younger kids are year-long members, but they might play football or baseball, and they might come 1 or 2 days a week during that time period. No big deal. Our older kids, if they want to be good, right, and it's how good you want to be. If they want to be good, if they want to go D1. Most of them are wrestling year round. We have a kid, Parker Keckeyes, and he's ranked 3rd, and he chose to play football this fall, and he's not here. So what needs to happen, or what's going to happen, right, is there needs to be a paradigm shift. And so where a kid used to be able to play 3 sports and win the Wisconsin state title, and maybe that's not the case anymore, or likely not the case, well, if their goals shifted, it's the same thing as a kid. A kid can't do that in Pennsylvania, right? Because Pennsylvania is 5 times as tough as Wisconsin. But people realize if I place at the Pennsylvania State Tournament, that's a big freaking deal. And so now when a certain group of kids who's training all the time is getting better in Wisconsin, it starts eliminating most shots at the state title for kids who aren't. Now placing at state tournament would be a big deal. So if the kid works really hard, he plays 3 sports, maybe he can place at state, right? So it's a paradigm shift. Because at the end of the day, what you want is you want kids to learn lessons from wrestling, right? So if they work hard, they sacrifice, they can achieve X, right? But what X is can change, and what X is not guaranteed. What we should let kids only wrestle 3 months a year and be guaranteed an Olympic title. I mean, how insane does that sound? That sounds insane when you take it to that level. And so, kids can still, the only success that kids should have is not a state title, right? There's a lot of different levels of success a kid can have and call his career successful. So people need to stop putting such a box on it and say, well, all these year-round kids, no one can win state titles anymore. Well, that's fine, but if a kid chooses to play 3 sports here, that's great. He's probably going to enjoy his high school career. I have a lot of kids that we coach like that, okay? And they kind of know a little bit about that this is a choice I'm making, and if I place at a state tournament, that's a really successful performance. I worked hard, I had sacrifices, I want to do a few other things, and I still accomplished something really good. So, I think people are looking at that in a very wrong perspective, instead of seeing the positives of it, which there are many positives of it.